Welcome to MysteryHQ. In this video I will show you how to solve the murder mystery correctly on your first attempt at the end of Kowakujo's main easter egg quest. Doing that gives you the Path of Sorrow, which is Takeo's Katana. So if this guide helps you out, drop a like and subscribe. But without any further ado, let's jump straight into it. For this step you will have 5 paintings in the meditation room, a dial that works like a clock, and a lot of evidence and notes explaining what happened on the night the Shogun was murdered. Your goal is to place the 5 correct pieces of evidence under the corresponding paintings, then set the dial to the exact time when the Shogun was poisoned. If you do that correctly, you will solve the case. Now before we get into the random parts, there are 2 items that are always the same in every single game. The first one is the comb. This item from the shelf always goes under the first painting. And the second one is the medallion. This always goes under the 5th painting in every single game. The 4th painting has 3 possible solutions, but luckily this one is very easy to figure out. Look at the right side of the painting. You will see either a fish, mountains, or a bird. If you see a fish, place down the tea whisk. If you see mountains, place down the horse statue, and if you see a bird, place down the calligraphy brush. In my game the painting had some mountains, so I had to place down the horse statue. For the final 2 items and the clock, you need to do an extra step because these 3 parts are connected and very hard to brute force. This is especially important if you want the katana, since you need to solve the case correctly on your first attempt. So to know the item that goes under the second painting, you are looking for a ghost soldier who snuck into the castle on the night the Shogun died. He can tell you it was either the merchant, the gardener, or the noble. In some codes the noble may be referred as the courtier. I highly recommend turning on the subtitles for this part as well. So to spawn the ghost soldier you need to get around 20 kills with one of the traps. While the trap is still active, the ghost will appear near the other rifleman. There are 3 possible ghost soldiers. One appears near spawn if you get the trap kills there. Another one is here if you use the trap at the garden area. Just go back to the building, go up the stairs, turn left and you will see him. And the final one appears near the Tenshu entrance if you use the trap there. Only one of these ghosts has actually seen something, so if you are lucky you will get the answer from the first trap. If not, you may need to try all 3 until one of them tells you whether the merchant, the gardener or the noble entered the castle that night. Once you have the answer, place the matching item under the painting. If it was the merchant, place down the abacus. If it was the gardener, place down the shears. And if it was the noble, place down the hat. In my game the soldier said he saw the gardener, so I had to place down the shears. Now we need to figure out what type of poison was used, and this is why the previous clue matters a lot. Check the first paper on the wall and this tells you the cause of death, but you only need to look for 3 keywords: emesis, paralysis or plant. From there, the correct item depends on both the cause of death and who snuck into the castle. For example, if the note says emesis and the noble is your suspect, the correct item is the pufferfish. But if the note says emesis and your suspect is the gardener, then the correct item is the plum pit. There are only 6 possible combinations and you can see all of them on the screen right now. But to get this correct first try, you need to know who entered the castle. So in my game the note said emesis and the soldier told me he saw the gardener, so the correct item was the plum pit. And this item goes under the 3rd painting. Finally, we need to set the dial to the exact time when the Shogun was poisoned. Check the murder note again and look for the time of death. In my game it was the hour of the ox. Once you know the animal, go over to the dial and find the same symbol. But don't set the dial directly to the time of death. You need to set it a few hours earlier based on how long the poison takes to kill. To find that out, pick up the note near the Pekapine staircase. I'm pinging in the footage, I already picked it up, and then it goes to the evidence wall as the 5th note. So the note tells you how many hours each toxin takes to affect the victim. So in my game the poison was the plum pit and the note said it takes effect in 2 hours. That means I had to set the dial 2 clicks before the ox. Your answer will probably be different because the clues are random every game. So check your own poison, check how long it takes, then count backwards from the time of death and set the dial to the correct animal. At this point you should interact with the 2 incense bowls on both sides of the paintings. If everything was done correctly, you should see a red orb form and fly around. If not, then Oni is going to spawn and you can try again next round. But once done correctly, you just have to go to the World Seed, purify the katana, complete the mini-boss fight, and once the cutscene ends, the Path of Sorrow should spawn on the ground where you were standing. Also, as a quick heads up, if you fail the murder mystery on your first try, you don't have to abandon the run if you still want the katana. After the cutscene ends, just simply flip the run to log that step in and then save and quit. When you load back in, the katana should be on the ground. This workaround might get patched in the future, so use it while you still can. But that's pretty much it for this guide. If it helped you out, make sure to drop a like, comment and subscribe for more Black Ops 7 Zombies content. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching and hopefully I will see you in my next video.